At the outset of the Revolutionary War, General George Washington faced a serious problem. He knew that battles could not be won without the high-tech weaponry of the era, cannons. The Continental Army desperately needed artillery, and gaining it would require ingenuity, determination, and more than a little theft. In the late 1700s, there were three types of cannon. Siege guns were the biggest. They were used to defend or destroy fortifications. Light field pieces were the smallest. They were easy to move around with a traveling army, but had less power and range than siege guns. And in the middle were heavy field pieces, which were effectively a combination of siege guns and light field pieces. When war broke out, the Continental Army only had a handful of outdated cannons in their arsenal. But shortly after the Battle of Lexington, they managed to capture Fort Ticonderoga, and with it, a large store of up-to-date British cannons. Henry Knox was tasked with removing the weapons before the fort could be retaken. It took his men 40 days to move 60 tons of artillery cross-country to the British-held city of Boston, where they helped U.S. forces conduct a successful siege. Knox then set up an officer training school to teach more men to use the guns. From this sprang the idea of a permanent school that would eventually become the U.S. Military Academy at West Point. As the war progressed, Continental artillery units became so effective they were described as one of the wonders of the Revolution. And their strength was enhanced when the French entered the war and supplied vital new field guns to the Patriots. When it came to the battle at sea, the French Navy also added some much-needed cannon power to even the odds against the might of the British Navy. At Yorktown, a pivotal battle of the war, the combined Continental and French artillery was able to constantly pound the British for days. The besieged redcoats couldn't withstand the bombardment. The battle that dashed British hopes of victory was largely won by a highly trained force of artillerymen who learned their craft with cannons stolen from the enemy.